Hello friends, welcome back to Rose Tarot and Astrology. I am your host Mel Rose, and this is your two-card reading for Sunday, December 24, 2023. The sun is in Capricorn and the waxing gibbous moon is in Gemini. So we are calling in collaboration. We're calling in friends and family and our favorite cohorts to help us plan some big things for the future, but also perhaps to complete some shorter term plans in time for the lucky, plucky full moon in Cancer coming up this Tuesday. Full moon is a time when we celebrate our accomplishments after all, so it's a good to have a couple of things under your belt when you get there to celebrate. But full moon in Cancer is especially lucky, especially with very supportive astrology right now. So it'll be a great time to celebrate your efforts and perhaps call in some good fortune for yourself by doing so. And if you want to know more about the astrology, please check out my Astrology Today video right here on the channel next to this video. In fact, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and then click for notifications. You will know every time I post fresh daily astrology and tarot content. And as always, my friends, thank you for being here. Happy Christmas Eve to those of you who celebrate Christmas or Christmas Eve. I am really more of a solstice celebrator these days, but I did celebrate Christmas with my family growing up, and I have some very fond memories of this time of year, especially just the tree being up in the house. Mom always insisted on a blue spruce. We put the lights up, and we had all kinds of different decorations. We would decorate it together with tinsel and lights. And then on Christmas Eve, after we got in our jammies and we washed our face and our hands, we would be allowed to open one gift from under the tree. And that was the big exciting thing about Christmas Eve in our house growing up. So if you still celebrate Christmas, or if you just have fond memories of Christmas, you recognize this as Christmas Eve. And happy Christmas Eve to you, my friends. And I don't know if I already said this, but as always, thank you so much for being here. Let's check out what these cards have to say. We have the Four of Pentacles and Temperance. Okay, so this is all about moderation. This is about being moderate. It's about taking care of ourselves and not overdoing it this Christmas Eve, Christmas and New Year, okay? The Four of Pentacles talks about sort of being conservative with your resources, so being conservative with your money, not overspending, right? But also being conservative with your body. We tend to overuse our bodies a little bit at this time of year. You know, those of us who who like to drink, perhaps we drink a little bit more. Those of us who like to eat, perhaps we eat a little bit more. There are all kinds of habits, even gambling, that kind of thing. And something came up that was very funny on Stephen Colbert the other day. It's funny, but it's not funny. It said that there are like 40% more penile fractures on Christmas because people are having, I guess, wilder sex at that time. And so, be careful with your body. Be careful with your body on Christmas, okay? Don't overdo it in any of the myriad ways you might find to enjoy yourself and celebrate. That's what that's giving me. And that's, be conservative, okay? And then with temperance, the whole idea of temperance is adding water to the wine, of, being, having some wisdom about what we're imbibing, having some wisdom about what we take in, because what we take in, we know that that's what we express, right? So especially with the cups here, back in the very old days, way before I was born, it was common in Europe during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance to drink wine in your water, because the water wasn't always clean. You couldn't rely on it. So they would put alcohol, they'd make wine and put alcohol in the water, would sort of clean up the water for them. But it wasn't, it wasn't like everybody just drank full strength wine all day. What it was they would put they had they'd measure it out. It was like a quarter of a cup to wine to 3/4 of a cup of water. And so they'd, pre-mix it in a jug. They put a quarter of the jug would be wine, and then the rest of it would be water. And that way the water would be clean, but we wouldn't all just get too tipsy right away. And these days, I grew up in the United States of the Midwest. We like to drink our liquor full strength. We like to drink our wine full strength. I don't think I ever remember anybody watering down their drinks except to put them over ice, right? So we've kind of gotten away from that idea that we can moderate the amount of drugs that we take in, of alcohol that we take in, moderate the amount of anything that we like to consume when we're celebrating, just by adding in some water, really. So I'm going to remind you to stay hydrated. There's water in between these cups. Oh, I love that card of temperance. And temperance has a toe in the water as well. So this is also about staying grounded. Both of these are about staying grounded. If you don't have a grounding practice, I suggest that you take some time to ground, especially if you are, celebrating among friends and family and things get a little overwhelming, or even if you're alone and things get a little overwhelming. It always helps me to put my feet on the ground and take 3 nice deep breaths, okay? All the way into your belly. Don't just breathe into your chest, breathe down into your belly, and just remember, I am here. This is my body. These are my emotions. These are my thoughts. And, everything else is everything else. But be present, be here in the moment while you're trying to celebrate, and be somewhat, moderate about, how you consume, be somewhat moderate about how you interact with people. 1 foot on the ground in reality, being practical, 1 foot in the water, always, knowing how you feel. And if you are one of those sort of empathic or very compassionate people that picks up the feelings and vibes of other people around you, that's when it's especially important to be grounded, because it's easy sometimes to mistake another person's upset for your own. So, you want to be really clear on what is yours, right? Be really clear on what is yours. Be conservative about, what you're giving out, what you're, projecting into the world, and be conservative also about how you take in what is on offer there. Follow that path of moderation on this holiday, friends. And the sun will shine again. In fact, the sun is already rising earlier every day, right? Setting a little bit later, really every couple of days. On the 23rd, it was up a minute earlier and down a minute later. So more sunshine in our days. The spring is going to come again. The summer is going to come again. There will be that golden light of abundance and that freedom to just enjoy life out in the world. But now is the time to really be considerate. I'm noticing also the way these two are looking down. They're paying attention, okay? I'm paying attention to my body. I'm paying attention to my financial resources. Pentacles always also bring me to family, so I'm paying attention to my family. Moderation. She's looking into these cups as she's pouring, because she wants to make sure that she gets it right? This is the moderation. I'm not going to go too fast. I'm not going to go record slow either. I'm going to just try to do this as graciously and gracefully as possible, which means giving myself time and giving the matter that I'm working with my attention. I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate you for showing up, and I will catch you all in the next video.